Hi guys, I'm going to go through my pack that I took with me on the Southwest Coast Path. I did a video the day after I got back, which shows you exactly what was in my pack and why it weighs so much. Unfortunately, audio quality is not great, and sometimes my head pops out of the shot as well. But anyway, I hope it gives you an idea as to what was in the pack, and if there's any bits where you can't quite understand what I'm saying, I'll put some subtitles up. Hi everyone, I got back from Coast Path last night, yesterday afternoon, so I haven't unpacked the pack at all. So first things first, we'll try and weigh it. I'm not sure I'll be able to show you on camera. .4 kilos, that weighs, which as you can imagine is heavy, but actually at the moment that's probably the lightest this pack's ever been. So we'll start to dismantle it anyway. Let's have that out first, obvious what that is. I'll sit on that. I had a little sign just to say what I was doing, and the fact that I was collecting for mind, etc. So that was something I stuck on the front of the pack. There's the guidebook for the last section from Plymouth through to Poole Harbour. I didn't bother carrying a guidebook around for most of the time because these things are actually quite heavy, but I did use it for the last section. What else have we got in here? Plastic bag, always useful for going shopping and buying stuff. Oh, that was a cord for tying the sunglasses around my neck, but actually I didn't. I broke those sunglasses and I've never bothered since. A pair of swimming trunks. I only ever went in the sea twice, so hardly needed them. That's what I was actually looking for. This is the footspread from a tent, so I'm going to lay it out here and excuse me, put that down there as you can fall forwards, lay it out on the ground now and I can get all the stuff out into it. Rubbish. Oh, that was a string bag that I bought with me specifically to hang the wet washing off the outside of the bag so I wouldn't lose the washing. I didn't actually, I think I only used it once, so I could have done without that, if I'm honest with you. That was a piece of foil that I had and some sandwiches wrapped in, but I thought I'd keep hold of it. Oh, this is a dry bag for your phone. Never used it. Pen, nothing else in there. So what should we do? I think we'll do the lid first, the brain. On this thing, it's got two pockets. The turn the bag around. The lower of the two pockets is the bigger pocket, which is where I kept my waterproof. So I've got a. This is a Patagonia torrent shell or something like that. Very handy, useful. Some what are these? What make are these? Fairly basic wet weather trousers. What make they are? A mountain wear. Emergency bivvy bag. Obviously didn't use it, but it's always well worth having something like that. Pair of gloves. I did actually use these once on the one wet day that we had. I got a bit cold, so yeah, it was quite handy having them. That's it for that bottom bit. And then in the top part I kept pills. So half of my medical kit, so these I've got hay fever things, which I did actually need quite a few times, the hay fever pills, and then paracetamols, which I didn't use, but ibuprofen I did use quite a lot. Tent pegs, those are the ones that came with the tent. Some closed pegs, quite handy for just hanging out your washing. What was that? Oh, that's an old Compy, or co-op's version of Compy. Didn't need that one. I did start off with in the first week need Compy a few times, but after that the skin toughened up. These were for stouter spare pegs, because with the tent you didn't actually get quite enough pegs to be able to plat out all your guy ropes, so it was handy having some spare pegs, and they don't weigh much, and a bit of paracord which I use for washing line, make my washing line. That's your cover, hat cover, and then there's all sorts of crap in there. Right, so that's the brain done. Let's put that in there. Right, let's go through these front pockets while we're here. Not much left in them now, because these were food pockets. There's one cereal bar, some re-energise energy performance things you put in your water bottle, and some caps for the ends of my walking poles if I'm walking on tarmac. Stop them clickety-clacketing everywhere, and they slipped an awful lot on polished surfaces, so it's handy having those. Bit of rubbish, some tissues, last little bit of sun cream, pen knife, multi-tool, they use that a lot, and there was a spare igniter thing. I never needed it at all, because I've got as you'll see in a minute, a stove that's got a self-ignition system on it. A spare water bottle. I very rarely actually carried any water in during the day, but it was there sometimes to put some of these horrible things in, so it's got the leftovers of some of that in there. And nothing on that side. Right, so that's the back. Right, let's turn it round. So side pocket, well, on the side here, first of all, that's my towel, Life Adventure track towel, very handy, dries really quickly, so well worth having that. That is many times did use it when you need to get up in the middle of the night for a pee and you're miles away from the toilets, and it's a busy campsite, you can't just get out and piss in the bush or something like that. It's quite handy having that thing. It extends like that, so you can obviously get more in it, but don't do what I did and try and extend it in the middle of the tent and spray piss everywhere inside your tent. Bowl for eating cereal and stuff like that. Washing up thing, long handled spork, there's a cover for that somewhere, I don't know where that is. My water, what do you call it, strainer, purifier thingy-majiggy, that's a MSR, I forgot what it's called, MSR something or other, but yeah, you suck water up. There's the cover for the spork. A brush didn't really need, I bought it just a bit of, mostly wipe off the worst of mud that might be on the boots if I was going into a hotel or something like that, and a plastic spork. That's it for that side. On this side, this one is a litre water bottle, and then there's I think this one's just a litre or half a litre. I think it's half a litre, Nalgene one. So yeah, always, if night time, let's just go into the bulk of the pack. This has got a separate bit at the bottom, but I never use that. I just go in from the top all the time. At the top, I always kept my tent. So that's the MSR Hubba Hubba NX2 two-person tent. Then you've got what people might laugh at. This is one wash kit. Let me just quickly go through what's in that. So, a bit more of a first aid kit, some more compy, a few plasters, because we still got COVID, masks, but I never ever used them. I don't know what this is. Oh, that was a bite and sting relief cream, didn't need that ever. Ibuprofen gel, yeah, I never really use that. Good spare change for shower, some showers you have to pay. Some old bit of compy. A pen. Oh, that's my, I never used it, but if you wanted to put something on your back, it's a good way of spreading it like that on your back. With a bit of old cling film. This side, what we got? It's just a small Ziploc bag, some more tissues. Those things don't weigh anything, so I've never actually got around to throwing away, but they were useless. Earplugs, couldn't keep out anything. I bought these just in the last couple of days because safety pins, a few, like that sign thing broke and a couple of other things just needed attaching. Some toilet paper. Didn't carry this all the way around and only needed it on the second to last night in a campsite at Steeple Lees where they didn't provide toilet paper. What's this? Oh, this is deep freeze cold spray because the issue I had with my Achilles. I brought it with me. I did use it a few times, but I could have done without it, to be honest with you. Oh, that's cleaning solution. There's nothing left in it. For I wear a gum sort of thing at night time, stops from snoring, so that was a cleaning solution for that. This is multi-purpose travel soap, so you shower in it, wash your hair in it if I had any, but more for me, wash your clothes with it. Toothpaste, shaving gel, roll-on deodorant, shower gel, Vaseline, very important, stop the chafing, antiseptic hand gel. I never really used it. In fact, the only time I used that was I cut myself with barbed wire, so I used that to clean the wound out with. Razor blade. Oh yeah, these are looking a bit manky and thrown away. For cutting your toenails. I think in the end I actually use the scissors off my multi-tool, so I didn't need that. Compact mirror that I'm not so much for vanity, but it's checking for ticks. I did luckily only get one tick, and it was right in the back of me there, and luckily it was well, I don't know how long it had been there, but I spotted it and was in a hotel with a big mirror. Toothbrush, a universal plug for want of a better. It's not a plug, but it's something you put over sinks when they don't put plugs on them, just to slow the release of water, and a bit of soap and nick from the hotel. That's it for that bag. Now we just got clothes, I think, because what I did was I packed stuff and I just loosely pack all the clothes just to fill the gaps. So that's a t-shirt. That's one anyway, a waterproof sock. Now, luxury item, but it did come in very handy, not to wear when it's raining, but once your boots have got soaking wet, you don't want to be putting nice dry socks on. But if you put these on, they help absorb some of the moisture, so that's what they were handy for drying out your boots. This is my electricals bag. And in here, anchor charger. It's a multi-charger, so it'll do 2 USBs and 1 USB on iPhone cable. There's me anchor 20,000 milliamp watt hours, or whatever it's called, power bank, and then just various power leads. What's this wrap? Fleece. Well, it's not fleece, but you know, warmer thing. Patagonia puffer jacket. Literally very warm, and it goes down to nothing. So this is converts. I'll show you what my sleep system was, but this converts your ThermaRest sleeping bag into a chair. It's very handy if you're in your tent or evening. Mug. Tent poles. I always keep them separate. Food bag, there's next to nothing left in this now. Deliberately run it down, but at one time, at various stages, it was quite full. And there's just what's thrown away now. It's mostly coffee. But I'm not going to pour it out because it's going to make a right mess of it. Yeah, some coffees and tea bags, a couple of biscuit bars, and a tiny bit of granola left. There's me jet boil. This one's a, what's it called? A micro mo, I think it is. Yeah, micro mo. So everything goes inside it. So you've got the gas, actual cooker and burner, and the stand for it. This is a pump set for my ThermaRest, so I used it during the day for putting the dirty washing. This is really the only failure on the whole thing. It's the ThermaRest blow-up pillow. Lasted for 35 days and then developed a leak. So I'll be writing to ThermaRest to see what they got to say about that. It wasn't cheap, that thing, so wasn't overly happy about that. Here's my ThermaRest Neo Air sleeping pad. I'm not going to get it all out, but yellow thing. It's the wide, extra wide version, because I've got fairly broad shoulders. A few more bits of clothing. All my camp shorts, just so that I go into the shower shorts, so I don't put pants on and stuff like that. These are walking trousers. I think I only ever actually walked in them once, maybe twice, but they became like going out for the evening trousers. You might say it's a little wasted, didn't need to carry them, but anyway I did. Here's my sleeping quilt, so it's not a sleeping bag. It's a quilt, so it's only the bottom bit. You put your feet in, get it zipped up, and the rest just lies on top of you. Ultra lightweight. Really, really well. That one's rated down to 0. The only issue is, killed myself really. On the second day, I caught it in the zipper on the tent and put a hole in it. A bit started coming out everywhere, but good old gaffer tape solved that problem. So I put a dry liner inside the bag. What's that? Oh, that's a day pack. So 2 or 3 days I did have a day off. Rather than take this great big thing out, I could just convert this into a tiny little rucksack and carry a coat if you needed it, or some bottle of water or whatever. spare pair of shorts that I was going to send home but never actually did, so I just kept hold of them, and they did come in handy actually. Southwest Coast Path beanie hat. Only wore it once on one day that we had a wet evening, and just suddenly the temperature dropped and I got incredibly cold, and I ended up wearing every single layer of clothing I had, including that. It did work, so I got myself up. There's the other dry sock and some other manky looking socks. And then at the bottom, a pair of slip-on sandals that good for around the campsite, but I specifically took them to do the 2 river crossings that you needed to wade through the gravelly rivers, because I didn't want to tear my feet to shreds, so they came in handy. And then finally, it's quite full, still helps the weight of the pack, my water bladder, which is an Osprey water bladder. This takes 2 litres, and there's probably a good 1.25 litres in there left. And that, I think, is that. Yeah. So anyway, so the whole lot weighs, or with that water, weighed 16 point something kilos, 16.4 I think, wasn't it? I reckon. Well, when I first set off, I know my pack was closer to 20 kilos, and I reckon most days I would be carrying 17.5 kilos, which is a ridiculous amount of weight, but it is what it is. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and it's sort of helped you understand what was in my pack. Okay, so now you've got an idea what was in there and why it weighed so much. Mostly, by the end, it was stuff that I decided that I still needed. Whether I would take it all again in the future remains to be seen. But anyway, leave your comments as to what I've got and why you think I shouldn't be carrying quite so much. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again next time.